Hey guys, how are you? Here's the video for the at-home box for December. We're doing a beautiful porch pot. We're gonna be designing in just a standard black bucket so that you can drop this pretty much into any other container that'll sit just perfect and match your decor for your porch in your house and make it just look all beautiful together. When we're all done, you'll see that they'll have some cool goodies in it, but we'll also go over how you might have things that you want to add that match, or else lights or stuff, but this is what we're going to start with. Let's talk about what's in your box. You will have this container filled with foam. There's shred, which is like shredded styrofoam on the bottom of this, and then I have these Oasis bricks. And what that is doing is it's helping to have the weight not so heavy. And the nice thing about the foam on top is it helps when we put our insertions in for them to stay where they're going, but then it's more like water down here. When these go outside, they're going to freeze, which is totally fine, because if the branches are drinking water and they're healthy, when they freeze, it's just gonna freeze right there. And then if it thaws a little bit, perfect, because then they'll be able to get a drink again. So it works out great. So you'll have your bucket. You're gonna have 4 types of foliages. This is called noble fir. Is this noble fir? I don't know, I forget. But it's Douglas fir, that's what it is. Douglas fir. And it's so pretty and it's soft. It's not quite as pokey as some of like the blue spruces and such. We'll have white pine, beautiful. This one is a little sappy, just so you're aware when you cut it, but it's so pretty, it flows nice. And beautiful cedar. Cedar is one of my favorites. It smells like a cedar closet. It's just so nice. The 4th one you're gonna have is called boxwood. And this we'll use towards the end to sort of help fill in our holes and lift things up. So right now, when you're finding your boxwood, if you can, I would quick go fill up a kitchen sink or a bucket, and then just, you don't have to cut it or anything, but just submerge it and let it sit there for a few minutes. That's gonna plump it up. It's amazing. I don't know how it does it. I sort of do, but it's a long story. So that'll be great. You'll have 2 sticks of winterberry, a bow, 2 awesome sugar cones. Look at how beautiful those are. They're so big. And you're gonna have some birch branch sticks. All right, let's get going here. So the birch branch is what we're gonna start with, and it's gonna be in the middle, and it's what's really gonna make our height. So we're just gonna go. If you have a smaller porch, or you want it to be shorter and rounder, then just sort of modify it. Maybe you wanna cut these apart, anything like that. But I like tall, because I'm not. So we're just gonna put them in. You should have 4 branches, I believe, in your thing here. Now, when I'm putting these in, yes, they're all inserted in the middle here, but they're going a little bit flared out, as you can see, just because it will show them off a little bit and take up some more space. So there's our start. Now we are going to start with our Douglas fir. A lot of these pieces, you're going to use the full branch. This one I can easily cut into 2. And we're gonna do like we normally do, around the edges. Remember, we don't want any of these little pieces to go into our foam. That's bacteria. This one we're gonna go up a little. So some pieces might be sort of small, but it still works. Oopsie. We're gonna go here. This is a nice tall piece. So we're gonna go this way. So see how my greens aren't going quite as tall as my branches? That's just because I liked this style better. If you have more of the evergreens that like you wanna cut from outside to add to this, that could be bigger, go for it. The bigger the better if your porch allows. All right, so here we go. That is our Douglas. So see how I have it all the way around. I have it right out of the edge of the container for our unity and harmony all together. And then I have some coming up. So it's helping to create our boundaries again. Now let's move on to our white pine. Like I said, this one is sort of sappy, so just be quite careful. It's not gonna hurt you or anything, it's just sticky and really annoying. So give it a fresh cut and get it right on in. The nice thing about the white pine is how, see, it just sort of falls down like that, so it's gonna have a good droop to it. Now, I cut that off this and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't use that. No, you can. Don't cut it, use the whole part here, and look at how by inserting it, I'm putting it just watching this part of it as I'm putting it in, so then it makes a great boundary there. All right, so same with some of these. This one is tall, so we're gonna go, whoa, up here. And same, see how this one is just sort of, I can't use that, so I'm gonna use the whole stick and let it fly like that. You just sort of have to creative cut like we've talked before. This is beautiful. Use it in its full piece. Look at that. So we're just turning a bit. Making sure we get all of the edges. The nice thing about a porch pot like this is just like normal, it's yours. So you make it how you want it, and it's beautiful to you, it's beautiful to everyone. And there's, as much as there's a rhyme and reason and we want it to be, you know, all around, it's not as much of a stickler, I guess, as sometimes with flowers because of visual weight or anything like that. This is just gorgeous. If you could smell this right now, oh, it's wonderful. All right, I'm just keeping it going. Making sure I give a fresh cut. Whoa, my table's moving. So there, that is our white pine. Isn't that gonna look so great on your porch? And it's just the start. All right, next, cedar. Same thing as the white pine, it has a great drape to it. So really find a couple places down low where it's gonna fall. You know, I was talking earlier too about how, depending on your porch, if you're gonna end up putting this maybe like more up against a wall by your front door or anything, and you're not really gonna see the back, then just make it one-sided. So maybe if this is your front, back here doesn't have to have as much, or it could go really low so that you don't have to worry about it because it's gonna be covered by the wall. So use your materials to the best of your advantage. All right, keep going with our cedar here. Even these weird little bits, they don't look like they're weird little bits when they're in there. Boop, boop. Creative cutting. So then I can use all my pieces. Oh yeah, look at that. Gorgeous. Oh, well, this piece has a lot of brown on it. I hope you don't get that. If so, push it aside. But to be very honest, if you still use it like way down in, nobody's gonna know but you. The smell of the beautiful cedar is still gonna be there. Let's see. So up to you. I'm gonna use it because I like it. I don't mind it. Sort of low-key matches the branches, right? All right. So there is those evergreens. Look at it. See how we've got it so wide? think about it compared to my body, you know, it's pretty wide, super tall. This is gonna look great on a porch. All right, we're gonna move on to our boxwood. Just like always, creative cut. So the nice thing about the boxwood is it doesn't necessarily need to be out far. It's really to cover our foam on the inside. So it's sort of short. Let me turn my bucket here. And I'm really just getting it down in there. I mean, obviously some of it can show, but by really getting it close to the foam, you're covering all those open spots. And it just helps for another texture. And if you have like a weird floppy piece, if you sort of put it right under it, it's not gonna, it helps to hold it up a bit. So lots of uses for the boxwood. That's a weird piece. If you had a chance to soak, if you didn't have a chance to soak it, it's totally fine. It'll get soaked in here. But if you did, it might be a little wet and drippy, but it'll be so nice and plump. I'm even using this little dude way down deep. Oopsie. So it's quite hard to see until you do it, but really these are covering up some of these holes in here. It's great. Dang, I like this. Oh gosh, I wish you could smell it. It's so nice. All right, I'm gonna be done with this, I think. One more piece right here. So there is our foliage. Next, a couple different ways you can do these, okay? You have two beautiful sticks of winterberry. Find your front, and you could either put them both up top, like alternate one higher, you could put them lower. You sort of decide what you want and how your porch is gonna look. And I'm gonna do mine like this. I like that one up. And sometimes it depends on the shape of your stick, you know? I mean, some of you might get one that's really full but short, so it might look better lower. Some might be taller. All right, so there's my sticks. Now we're gonna do our cones. And it's sort of the same thing. You decide what you like. But I love these cones. Oh my gosh. I want this one to be up here. Last but not least, we have our bow. So here's our bow. Find a stick that you cut off. And we're just sort of gonna wind this chenille stem around it just to give us extra support. And I want mine right here. Get in there, little guy. Ooh, ooh. So fluff in your bow. Remember, you're the boss of it. It's not gonna break. And there you go. Is that not awesome? Gosh, this is gonna smell good. It's gonna look great on your porch. So when I was talking about the how this will fit into anything, you know, we'll have things here for sale if you'd like. We'll also have other ornaments or different sticks or something. So if it's something that you want to change out or get different or anything like that, give us a call. But I mean, this is great. I hope you guys have a great holiday. See you guys in 2023. Excited, we already have our new class list out, so happy holidays.